In late 2018 and early 2019, a PETA eyewitness worked in Alaska's sled dog industry. He found dogs who were denied veterinary care for painful injuries, kept chained near dilapidated boxes and plastic barrels 24/7 in the bitter cold and biting wind, and exhausted, dehydrated dogs forced to run hundreds of miles. At a kennel operated by Iditarod champion John Baker and by Catherine Keith, who has had 2 dogs die in the Iditarod, PETA's eyewitness found dozens of frantic dogs. Their only respite from wind chills as low as 19 below were dilapidated, open-faced boxes that let in the wind and snow and contained very little straw for bedding, if any. Some of them had even collapsed. One box's floor had just fallen out. This is Snickers, one of Baker's lead dogs in 2011 when he won the Iditarod. But when PETA's observer saw the 11-year-old dog 7 years later, she was limping and suffering from chronic, painful arthritis. Rather than providing his elderly champion with the veterinary care and comfort she desperately needed, he chained her beside the frozen sea, all alone, unable to escape the Arctic cold. She had no shelter until PETA's eyewitness built one for her, as the wooden box next to her area opened only into an adjacent pen. Here's what Baker had to say about Snickers.
She's always had arthritis.
Yeah. Thought when you were running like the Iditarod.
Yeah, even then.
Yeah, then too.
I mean, you could, if you knew her real good, you could see it, you know. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to put her down for misery. I just don't have a good place to bury her.
This is Birch. She was just a puppy when she sustained a crippling, extremely painful spinal cord injury, which left her unable to move around comfortably, struggling just to get into her doghouse. Baker and Keith failed to take her to a veterinarian, chained her up, and left her to drag herself through the ice and snow. Baker said that Birch should be put out of her misery, but when the eyewitness offered to provide her with veterinary care, Baker refused, apparently worried about the veterinarian's opinion of them. As he put it,
I think it looks like we're being real hard on it.
Listen to Baker describe how he trained dogs.
Like for the leaders, if I told them to turn this way and they didn't turn, I was heading up there and I wasn't going up there to pet them.
Yeah.
I was going up there to let them know that, listen, you son of a bitch. If I say turn, you turn.
At the kennel of 3-time Iditarod champion Mitch Seavey, PETA's eyewitness found scores of dogs continuously chained to barrels. Some had run in circles for so long that their paw pads were worn down, raw, or bloody.
Foot right there, see it?
Yeah.
Wore off. Doing circles back and forth and twisting. Wore their fucking feet off.
This dog, Captain, had open, infected wounds on his neck, a result of the constant irritation of his collar as he paced back and forth.
Ryan hates this dog. Anytime I bring him in or mess with him, Ryan's just like, fuck him.
Dogs were forced to run day after day, even when their paws were bleeding. These exhausted dogs had just run more than 130 miles, as mushers trained them for the Iditarod. When Iditarod champion Pilot incurred the same injury during the 2019 race as he did the year before, he was shipped back to the kennel only to be chained back up. Day after day, no one even examined him or gave him any special care. There are thousands of dogs just like Snickers, Birch, Captain and Pilot suffering in Alaska, all for the sake of this Arctic nightmare and mushers' greedy pursuit of cash. Dogs deserve far better than a lifetime of isolation, cruelty, suffering, and death on the Iditarod Trail. Please, join PETA in calling for an end to this race today, and visit PETA.org to learn how you can help. Thank you.